Alright everybody, what's going on? How you all doing? I have to be completely honest. This is the first chapter of Black Clover, and I'm not really sure I can explain this very well, but this is the first chapter of Black Clover that I really felt like Black Clover stood out on its own, apart from... A box fell over there. Anyway, this is the first chapter I really felt that Black Clover really stood out on its own, separating itself from the likenesses it has with Naruto and Fairy Tail and stuff like that. I feel like it finally started to show hints of separating and making itself stand out from Naruto and Fairy Tail, and I thought that was awesome. One of the things it still reminds me a lot of Fairy Tail in a lot of ways, but especially at the beginning portion of this chapter, I really felt like it's a much grittier, like a grittier type of Fairy Tail. Probably because of the art style. The art style seems more grittier in Black Clover, but overall it reminds me of a much grittier, darker, not like dark, but it does seem like a grittier, darker Fairy Tail in a lot of aspects. And then, of course, you know, Asta does have a lot of personality traits from Naruto. But it was really cool at the beginning of the chapter. We get to see seemingly an upcoming enemy who we get to see at the end of the chapter, but I'll get to that here in a minute. But we get to see this new enemy, kind of not completely, we just get to see him from certain angles. And then it was really cool seeing this dude or a body that had like skin flaking off of it, seemingly not having any eyes. It was creepy, and I really liked it. The art overall in this chapter in Black Clover was actually really good for the most part. It was just really good art all around. I really liked that scene, and some nice foreshadowing to events that are going to be happening pretty much in the next chapter. And then we get back to, of course, Asta having his problems at this little, whatever you want to call it, dinner or whatever, where pretty much everyone is getting recognized for their achievements. And of course, Asta's not getting along so well with them. He wants them to apologize to Noelle for the shit they've been saying, making fun of her because she can't control her magic. She's part of royalty and she cannot control her magic. But what I really like about Asta is seemingly the odds are against him. He has all these nobles and royalty against him. And at one point, several of them are attacking him at once. At least two at one point. And then a badass moment that I hope to see in an anime. I hope they animate this at some point because I really want to see it, because it really reminded me a scene out of Sword Art Online when Kirito is fighting that I forget what the monster's called, the blue demon dude in season 1. I think it's like episode 7 or 8 in Sword Art Online, where Kirito first uses the dual swords. That scene was just so badass, and we get to see Asta when he's trapped in these other guys' magic. He pulls out his other sword, and he starts using dual swords. Of course, one of them is like the big fat one, and then the other one is the more skinny one. It's just awesome. We didn't get to really see him use them a whole lot because some other nobles decided to intervene and pretty much you know, keep them from fighting Asta anymore. You can see these two guys, the new nobles and then the guys who are attacking Asta, don't really like each other too much. They kind of do I don't know, like a power show-off type thing where you get to see like their mana personified into, one's like a hawk or an eagle, and the other one's some sort of like a cat, like a bobcat or a cheetah or something like the mountain lion, something like that. Some nice, really good imagery and art there. The art looked really good on that panel. And it was just, overall, a really badass chapter. One thing which I think I accidentally skipped over this point, but one thing I really like about Asta is no matter how much the odds are against him, he is calm. He is really calm. He always has that calm, collected face. Now, he has kind of brashed out a little bit, getting a little mad when they're talking shit about his teammates and stuff like that, and he does kind of lash out and kind of yell. But when he's getting attacked by these enemies, when more than one of these nobles are coming after him, he is nice and calm. He's not struggling. He's not, you know, yelling or anything like that. He just has a nice, calm, collected face, and I really like that. I really like the fact that he's not so out there like Natsu from Fairy Tail or Naruto for example. I really like that he's a more calm, collected type of character, and I really like that. And then, of course, the new nobles stop in, or these other nobles step in, stop the fight, and then a guy breaks into the room saying that the kingdom is under attack. And we finally get to see the dude that we saw more at the beginning of the chapter, who was kind of just talking out loud to himself. And I guess he was kicked out of the kingdom for whatever reason, and he was stronger than all the other nobles. We finally get to see what he looks like, and he actually looked really cool. I really liked his character design. I can't wait to see more of his backstory, what his powers are. It seemed like his powers seemed pretty cool. Couldn't really exactly tell what it was exactly, but it seemed to do some damage. So overall, this was a really good chapter. This chapter finally made me feel like Black Clover took that first step into setting itself apart from Fairy Tail and Naruto. Overall, really good chapter. Not a whole lot of story or anything like that, just a lot of continuation of events, introducing this new character. Really good art, really good pacing as well. I gotta give this chapter about, I'd say about a 7 out of 10. Overall, really good chapter. Definitely looking more forward to the future chapters of Black Clover. Finally setting itself apart, even if it was just a little bit, I really liked it. But thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you actually liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I would very much appreciate it. And thank you all so much for the amazing love and support you've left on all the previous videos. It's just been amazing. I love you all, and I will see you all next time. I am out.